Hello, good afternoon everyone. Thank you for coming back to join me today. I just wanted to do a little bit more of ephemera making for potential journals that I'm going to be making in the future. Trying to work down on the bits and pieces that I've got laying around me. Let me just raise you up a little bit. I made these a while ago and I think these were inspired by, I want to say Rachel Roxy Creations. So Rachel, if I'm wrong, give me a shout. I think Rachel made these from her ephemera sets. She had some old checks and old receipts, and I've got a couple of Rachel's, but I've also got some from Tailor Made Journals that are slightly longer, so I'm going to use those. And what these are, they're a little pocket with two pockets in them, one front behind each other, and these are made out of tracing paper, and they just two pockets on there. And then the way that this works is it hangs over a journal page. So if that was folded in half and this was your journal page, that hangs over it, and it hangs nicely, or you can put a paper clip on it to hold it in place if you would prefer. And then the back of it you see on the other page, and that's been decorated as well. So I thought I'd just make a couple of those and then put, because they're the only two that I've got left. So I've got, as I say, I have got some longer ones, but I want to keep those for a different project. And then these shorter ones I'm going to use. So those longer ones I'm going to put aside, and I'll do a video on that another time. So these are from Rachel Roxy Creations, from one of her ephemera sets, and they're just some vintage receipts that she had. And all that I've done before you join me is back them. I've backed that one with another piece of the ephemera, so it looks like it's the same, but I think these are all just backed in different paper that I had, and I've lost one because I should have another one. I did two of those, and one of those. I wonder if it's here somewhere. It's probably run off. Those fairies have taken it, either that or I've used it already. I have, look, yeah, I've used it. I made that one with it. So that's made out with that paper. So I'd already done that. I think that was to remind myself what I was doing, because I'm a bit of an Nana bum at times and forget what I'm doing. So all as these are, as I say, are the ephemera receipts, and deciding which way you want it, because I've been using this as the back and then the other side as the inside, and then which bit I want folded over. I think I'm going to fold that over. So that's the bit that's going to hang over my page, and then that's going to be the inside of it. And I'm just wondering if I might want that to be on the outside and then this would be on the inside. I think I do, so I'm going to do this the opposite way round. So I'm just going to fold that over. That's going to hang over the page. These pockets are going to be on the inside. So size wise, I haven't measured these because they are the size that they came, just under 3.5, different sizes, so it depends how big the receipt is. But I would say if you haven't got any of these receipts or checks or something like that, then you can just use papers that you like. If you've got heavier weight double-sided paper, then, you know, or scrapbooking paper, you can use that. But this is only 180 GSM, so which is why I've put two pages together. Okay, so folding that one over, so it's just got a flap like that. I folded that one over. That's a bit plainer, isn't it? So I think I want that to be the outside, so I'm just going to fold that over. And I'm not folding, well, I'm not intentionally folding the same amount, but it looks as if I'm I'm not far off. And then this one, that's plainer, so I think I want that to be on the inside. Okay, so I've got 4. I doubt I'll get all 4 done, but we can try and mass make, can't we? The pockets on these ones are done in a kind of a crisscross. So if you're using tracing paper, you just cut a width of tracing paper, the width, and tear it and then twist one over, which is what we'll do. And I was wondering if I could use paper, but I think you're going to waste part of it, aren't you? So we'll do the same. We'll do the same as I've done before. So that's going to be about 3.5. So I'm going to cut that one at 3.5. And this tracing paper that I've got is one that I get in the UK from Hobbycraft. It's quite a sturdy weight. It's quite nice, and I can photocopy on it as well. So that's going to go with that one. This one measures about 3.25. So I'll do that at about 3.25. I'll do it a little bit bigger because I can always trim it off once I've made it. And I don't think that I'm going to get all 4 out of one piece, am I? No. I'll get the slightly wider one. This one's slightly wider. Just over 3.5. Cut that one down. It goes with that one. And then I need some for this one. And just got some luck. I have got a piece. I knew I'd got that tucked away, but it was just hiding under some other papers. I'm going to do that one at 3.5 as well. And then, as I say, I can always trim it down. Okay. Put that tracing paper aside to be used again. So again, you don't have to use tracing paper. You can use normal papers on these if you want to. But I think that the tracing paper is just a little, it's something a bit different, a different look. So all that I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this at a slight angle because I want it to go up a little way. Can you see that? So that's going to be my lower pocket on there. And then this one, because it was joined like that, flip it over so that it's going in the opposite direction to that one. And I think I'm going to cut it off. I'll have it so it just goes underneath. I'll cut some off the bottom of there, and it'll be however long it is. I'm going to cut it off about there. These little bits of tracing paper, again, I keep them because you just never know. You never know when you're going to need. So that's going to be pocket number 1. And then that going the opposite way is going to be pocket number 2. Now I could have done that one a bit deeper, but honestly, it really doesn't matter. So that's 1. Let's do all the pockets to start with. So again, this time I'm going to tear it going downwards. Just a little bit. That's pocket 1 and pocket 2. Again, I think I'm just going to cut a little bit off there. Then no particular thoughts as to how big it's going to be. Pocket 1 and pocket 2. This one, again, just tearing it down. That's the top pocket. And that'll be the bottom pocket, and I'm okay with those sizes. I'm going to cut any off that one. And then this one, again, pocket on the outside and pocket on the inside. And I'm not going to take any off that one either. I'm going to leave them as they are. So I've got 2 smaller and 2 bigger. Not a problem. You don't have to ink if you don't want to, but I'm just going to put a little bit of ink around the edge of where I've torn it, just because it stands out that little bit better. Can you see that? I'm not sure if you can, but it just sort of denotes where the pocket is a little bit. So that's 1. Oh, don't do the back of it. That's 2. So as I say, I think I said at the beginning, didn't I, that I printed these out on 80, just 80 GSM paper, which isn't very sturdy. So I've just glued 2 pieces back to back, just on some of the digital paper, and then just cut them out. And I'm sure that these were part of Rachel's 100-day project that she did last year, I think. Okay, and then these are just going to glue on like this. And that's all it is for the pockets. You can sew around them. And I'm just thinking, before I put this one on. I think I might look for something just to go at the back of that, on the back of that one. I'm just wondering if I've got something that I might like that I can just, it would need to be a bit taller. Oh, that's quite nice, the poppy, isn't it? Which way is that pocket going to go? It's going to go like that. So I could put, can you see that? Oh, let me move up a little bit. Sorry, I feel all 6s and 7s again today. So if I put that at the back, behind there, or I could put it on the top, couldn't I? I think I like it on top, so I'm going to stick it onto that before I put the pockets on. I think I've just run out of, ow, just torn the poppy, but it's okay. I'm not going to worry. Don't worry. The glue will stick it, won't it? Overexcited with my glue stick. And that wants to stick on there already. So I'm going to put this on there. There we go. Just squidge it down. Again, you don't have to decorate these before you put the pockets together. It isn't compulsory. Please don't think you have to. It's just what I've decided I wanted to do. That's fine. And then I've done it the opposite way round, look. Doesn't really matter as long as you flip the other pocket, so you have one going that way and then one that way. Although if you didn't want to do that, I guess it wouldn't matter either. You know, a lot of these things are just personal choice on how you want to do it. I will actually stitch mine just because I want them stitched, but you don't have to. And if you're not going to stitch, then just make sure that at this stage you do glue them down really, really well. Okay. And then that's going to go on there as another pocket. And I might put something on there. Just looking to see if I've got a little butterfly. I'm going to do that. I'm going to use a new glue on there. I'm just using glue stick to glue onto this tracing paper. I find it works quite well. It does stick them down. I've got sticky fingers already, folks. It's because I was too energetic on the first gluing. Oops, I've lost the butterfly's tail behind there, look. Don't want to do that, do I? There we go. This is sticky because I got over generous with my gluing, so I'm just going to leave that to dry. And I'm going to keep that with it so I don't forget that that goes on there, and we'll come back to that one in a moment. Okay, next one. Just make sure I've got the right size papers, and I have. I could be on a roll with poppies, couldn't I? Actually, that's quite pretty. I'm just going to rip my glue paper. Excuse the noise. Okay. Might want something a bit taller. I might not even want to put anything on it at all. It's a bit big. I do love this one. You have to pick the right thing for it to go on, don't you? I think I've used that on the other one, haven't I? Is it funny how you go for the same things? It's obviously something that draws you. I don't think I necessarily put, no, I didn't necessarily put things on. So I don't want to do them all the same. That's what I'm thinking. I could put a butterfly on there, but I think that blends in with the background. Too big. Okay. I'm going to stick this on to start with. I can't remember if this was bigger or not. I'm going to glue it down, and then I'm going to think about what I want to do. Don't forget, you are going to have something, missed that completely, look, something inside the pocket. So you don't necessarily want lots of things on the background. There we go. That's better. It would be if I'd got it level, wouldn't it? There we go, that's straight. Have I got two lots of butterflies? No. I don't know what I've got, honestly, sometimes. That's a nice butterfly, isn't it? I like that one. I'm going to put that one on there. Get rid of that old glue. I keep picking the same one up and it's empty, which is no good, is it? So I hope you're all okay. We've just had a couple of days away in our new camper van. Just trying to, just sorting it out, trying it out, making sure that we've got what we need for when we go away. We're hoping to get away quite a lot this year. Obviously, with everything that's been happening the last couple of years, we've not got far. We were planning on Europe, but we're not going to Europe this year for sure. We'd love to go and visit lots of different countries. It's one of the reasons we both retired, was to kind of do some travelling, but we will. I'm going to put that under there. Just we wanted to try and travel before we get too old to be travelling on the roads. But this year we're going to do lots of touring around the UK. There's so many places in the UK that we want to see that we haven't seen yet. So that's going to be good. Put that on there. And as I say, I'm going to trim around these. I know they're too big at the moment. Don't forget, when this is hanging over the page, this is going to be against the back of another page. So you only see it when you take it off, if that makes sense. Just thinking, I really like that. It's nice and bright, isn't it, on there? Let's just trim this one up. I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? This is the trouble when I'm making something. Something catches my eye and I get sidetracked with it. Does anybody else do that? And I end up doing bits that I hadn't thought I was going to do. Just put a dab of glue down there, just to hold that in place. So I'm thinking that might go on there. So I'm just going to put that there for a minute and we'll think about it. Okay, this one, this glued on. This one's going to be, you're going to see all these bright colours through this tracing paper. Nice and bright and jazzy. It hangs over, look. It's because I did them all slightly bigger, isn't it? Just enough to catch it down. Perfect. Let me just trim that off. And then I can see what I'm looking at. There we go. I don't really want to put anything on there, I don't think. I might put a label or something. And that's, if I put it that way, it's going the same way. Can you see? I don't know if you can see, that one slopes down that way. So I suppose you can put them the same way, but I like it if they go in opposite directions a little bit more. And I could use a butterfly again if I wanted to, because they're going to go in different journals, aren't they? They're not going to be in the same journal. I quite like that. So what journals will these go in? Who knows? But I've got a couple of people asking me for botanical journals, which I do quite a few of. But I just wanted to be able to kind of mass make a few things so that I'm going to put that there. So it's on top of that flower there, I think. Yeah. Sticky fingers. Sorry, what was I saying? I wanted to do some mass making so that I can put the papers together and then just go, I'm going to use that, that and that. And then it kind of puts the journals together quicker. It doesn't make the process any quicker, I don't think, because I spend time doing mass making. So it still takes kind of the same amount of time, but sometimes you feel like you get, I thought I'd done it the opposite way then. Sometimes you feel like you're getting a little bit further if you've got a handful of ephemera to make. But I don't use all my made ephemera in the journals that I'm doing, because sometimes the ephemera, it just doesn't match, or you want something more specific with the papers that you've picked, or, you know, something just that little bit different. I don't want to use any flowers on there because I want to see the flowers underneath. Got some tickets in here as well, haven't I? Oh, I've got that little man. You know, he's standing there. If it wasn't floral, he's asking to be used, I think, isn't he? The fact that he's stood there in my ticket. I don't know how he's got in with the tickets. Who knows? Who knows indeed? See, if you do that, these, I love the Tim Holtz Little People. I know they're not called Little People. But if you kind of make him using them, they've got to lean and got to stand on something, haven't they? So he's in the too difficult box for me to use at the moment, I think. For sure. Is it odd if I mix and match kind of bits and pieces? Now you see, I'm liking that because that little bit there picks up that butterfly, and that little bird's beady eye is looking at that butterfly. So I may well put that there, but it just needs something at the back of him then, doesn't it? I've got some bits of paper. Let me just find my bits of paper. Okay, I found some old some old paper that I'm going to put on that pocket. This isn't what I had in mind for any of these, you know. They're all turning out to be slightly different to what I thought. Does anybody else do that? What I make never ends up how I think. You know, I have something in mind and I think, oh, I'll do that, and then I see something else, and hey ho. Perhaps just tear that a bit. Bent his beak up. Put that there, I think. It's on then, isn't it? I'm committed. Once it's glued on, that's it. There's no going back. Oops, sorry, birdie. That can go there. Did I switch you back on? Yes, I did. Oh, panicked then. And then I think that's going to go there. I think it's just going to go there. I don't think I'm going to put anything else underneath him. I've got his foot all bent. Oh, I haven't got his foot all bent. I thought I had. Okay. Oops, don't stick him over the pocket though. You don't want to lose his tail. You can go up a little bit further. There we go. I like that. I think he's eyeing up that little butterfly. And then I've got one more. Okay, I'm going to do that one separately because I want to kind of show you what else I do with these. Otherwise you're going to think she's done half a job. Okay, so the way that I do it, I will stitch all the way around these, okay, so that those pockets are stitched down as well. And as with the others, either a tab or a piece of fabric or something on there, because that's the bit that's going to be over your page that you're going to see. Or you could tuck this in a pocket. You know, it doesn't have to go over a page. It's your choice, isn't it, how you use it in a journal that you make. I've got that I've got that little bird's tail hanging over. Oh, scissors, one moment. Those little pesky fairies, you know, they do get everywhere. So then on the back of this, because this is going to be a different page, I think I just want to put something on. And I've got a couple of birds that I've got cut out, and I do like him on there. Is that too quick a decision? I like that. I'm going to do it. Again, you don't have to decorate the backs of them. That's perfectly fine. It's up to you. It's all up to you. But I don't want to cover too much of this beautiful check up, because that's the beauty of this, isn't it? But I think it's a magpie, and he is just going to sit on there. And again, I've got a really, really sticky glue page. I think it's my glue, you know. I don't know if they've changed the recipe of it, or it's the weather, or it's me, but they do suddenly seem to come a little bit more sticky. Just get him so that his tail's not hanging over. So then that will go over a page. I think I showed you, didn't I? Can we see that? So if this was your journal page folded in half, it can either hang over the page, and then when you turn the page over, you see that. Or if it was a pocket, you could tuck it in a pocket, and have it free, you know, freestanding. It honestly, there's no rules on how you have it. And then you've got two little pockets. You've got one there, and you've got one there that you can put something in. Or you could add paper on this and have it hanging over a page. You know, you don't have to decorate them like this. So that's one. This one, I think I want something on there. How long have you been with me? 28 minutes. Oh my gosh. I do worry about having you with me a long time in case you get bored. And I've got these lovely Japanese labels from Tracy Fox, but I'm blowed if I know which way up they go. And I don't want to upset somebody and put them on upside down. Oh. I might put another butterfly on there. 2 butterflies too much? Do we think? Or have I got a little flower that would fit? Ooh. Do I go a bit bold? Do you know, I'm going to do that. You're probably all shouting, no, don't put that in my journal. But I have to do what I like to see. And that's the way it is. And if people don't like it, well, they won't want my journals, will they? But I just like it. I like the brightness of those flowers. I think sometimes you just need that pop of colour. And I am going to stick that behind it. See, I think that's pretty. I think that's lovely. I'm just going to snip that off. 1, 2, and then on the back of this one, oh dear folks, I've got bits of paper stuck on my fingers and everything. Do I want another bird? like these birds. I think these birds are, I'm trying to think whether they are Rachel's or Artemisia's, and I'm not 100% sure, if I'm honest. That blends in rather well, doesn't it? I'm looking for the bigger labels, aren't I? That might look all right. Do we like that? And I've got this staring at me. Don't know where it's come from, but I know where it's going. It's going on here, I think. I think I'm going to put that on there. I think I'm going to put the bird on there. And I think I'm going to put that label on there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. Oh, sticky, sticky. I know I'm going to keep you longer than half an hour today, folks. So if you've got bored and left me by now, I won't. I still welcome you back next time. I never know how long to do my videos for. I find it really difficult. I don't want to rush something and you not see what I'm doing. Oh, I hope you can see what I'm doing. I hope you've seen. Okay, I'm going to put that on there. And everything's going to be stuck. Oh, not upside down though. Yeah, I'm going to tick. I'm going to stick him behind that ticket, and he can go on there. I like that. I do like that. And then that side. How many have I done? Did I just do 2? Oh dear. Last one then. Come on, Carol, you can do this. It's not quite stuck on there, has it? You can see I've got bits of paper stuck to my fingers, so you'll have to just humour me, folks. Put this on here. Yeah, it's dry now. I didn't stick him very well at all, did I? There we go. Turn him over. Something to cut with would be good. I just want to trim these little edges off. 1 and 2. I didn't use that after all, did I? But I don't mind. I don't mind. I really wanted to use this bird, but I just think he hides on that. Does he hide on it? Might he look better that side? I'm looking at him through the screen. That's the word I'm looking for, isn't it? I'm just wondering if I put a little bit of paper behind him. Perhaps he'd like one of the bits that's stuck on my finger. That's torn a bit skew-whiffy. Put that on there. I like him on it. I really do. What do you think? Let me put this paper down. I think the bit that I worry about going over my half hour is I worry how long my videos will run for. because I should hate it to cut off mid video. And if I put it like that, it looks as if he's just sat amongst those flowers, and I like him. He's one of my favourites of, that's definitely a Rachel one, and he is definitely one of my favourites, most definitely. And I think I just want him peeking like that, and he's just sat amongst the flowers. He could have a little butterfly above him. If I could find one that's a nice colour. Oh, that blends in too much. Too big, too small. It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, isn't it? No. I do like that. What do you think? Is anyone shouting no? Oh, that's a bit smaller one, look. Same one, but a bit smaller. Yeah, I'm happy with that. If you were shouting no, I've overruled you. Okay, and then we'll have a look at what I've done. I've got 3 done. I know I haven't done the sewing, but I wouldn't do that with you. I wouldn't want to bore you that much. So when you turn the page over, you see, that's what you're going to see. I will double check I've got all these glued down good and proper when they're dry. Oh dear me, the stuff I've got around me. So we've got 3 done. So on that side, I'm going to put a tab, probably some fabric, and I'll have a look and see what I've got. So I've got that one with the 2 pockets, and then we've got the pigeon on the back. We've got this one with the 2 pockets. That's nice and bright, isn't it? And then we've got that beautiful bird on the back. And then we've got this one with the 2 pockets. Beautiful bird is eyeing that butterfly up. And then we've got that fabulous magpie on the back. So I don't think that's bad. How long have I been? 37 minutes, and I got 3 done. So as I say, I'm going to stitch around these, and when I come back next time, I'll show you them finished. So thanks ever so much for joining me, folks. I hope you stayed with me to the end. Take care. See you next time. Bye.